Got it right. Got it right. Got it right. Love to say my name cause I got it right. No one on your side, that's the downside. When I focus on my strength, I see the upside. Y'all know what I'm doing when the sun rise. Now my old friends saying that they not surprised. Y'all ain't never want nothing when I realize. Everybody around me always talking about the work. That's why you stay sad, cause you never knew your worth. Everybody stressed cause they wanna be first. We are not competing, I've been on my own way. If I go and speak it, then you focus on my baby.
Welcome to Gifted. My name is Prince Ish. I'm sitting down today with Kozmik, the one and only, the man, the myth, Sean. And I really want to say thank you for coming out. And we had like a lot of little technical difficulties and switching locations and stuff like that. But I feel like that's all part of it because we were able to catch up about stuff. And I feel like that type of stuff happens for a reason. I think sometimes we're meant to have certain conversations and dumb stuff happens sometimes randomly. You know?
I have no problem with it. I like to say I go with the flow with things. Like whatever happens in a sense. But
I can see that with your vibe. Like even just how you lay back, I can see that. That's a really good thing. That like for one, when I see people like that, it just shows how comfortable they are with themselves. You know, and I love seeing that with people. Like even like how you're rocking the Naruto, you know, which is dope. I love it. You know, even when you were showing me the tattoos and stuff like that, that's really, really, really dope. But I kind of want to ask, like, what's going on in your mind? Like, what is your focus right now? Because you're an artist, so like, even like on a personal level, like, what's going on?
Me personally, to be honest, it's a lot that goes on in my head.
Yeah.
It's just at the same time, I always try to handle my priorities first, and then always focus on like the minor things later on. But like, I'm always going to be me at the end of the day. That's the one thing that I've had to instill in myself. I'm a person. I'm a nerd. I'm an artist. I love things that some people don't, and I'm cool with that. Like, yeah. I'm a big anime head. I'm a big Marvel head. Superheroes in general. I'm a down to earth person. I love being just my own little chill vibes all the time. But sometimes even when things do get hectic and stressful, I try to rationalize everything, make a clear mind, and just try to push past it the best way possible, you know, work everything that I can.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, you get that. And you're 19. You know, it took me 21 to really understand it, where I was really getting comfortable with myself. You know, because I feel if you're not comfortable with yourself, you can't do anything productive. Right. You're just running in a circle, probably not even running. You're sitting in a circle that you drew and you comfortable in there and you ain't stepping foot out of it.
That anti-Seabird circle.
That's it. Yeah, bruh. I forgot all about that. Oh, yeah. Dang, yeah. Because I just visualized it in my head with Squidward and Sponge. Oh, my goodness, bad. But I kind of want to talk about, like, how we first met, you know, a little bit. Because I know we met over my grandmother's house. And I know when I came in, you know, like, I was so used to seeing Cam being so young and little, you know, because he used to be the youngest one out of all of us. So, you know, we used to do the thing like, oh, here's the controller not plugged in and stuff like that. And he used to be going until the day he realized, like, this ain't plugged in. And then he was mad. But it was all out of love because it wasn't a lot of controllers. But, and it's funny because it wasn't even a console controller. We was playing PlayStation and a GameCube controller. It'd be like that. But because I remember, like, my brothers, they did that to me. I feel like everybody, when you got older siblings, they do that too.
I'm definitely pulling that off of my cousins.
Yeah, but I know when he came in, I was like, whoa. First of all, he's tall, you know. And then I saw you. I was like, okay, he seems cool, real laid back and chill. And I remember you were asking me questions about certain things and stuff. And usually when people ask me questions and stuff, especially when it comes around, like, it's similar around music or revolves around music, I'm very careful, you know, because I'm paying attention to people's intentions. And a lot of times people will hit me up and be like, yo, put me on a song. I'm like, do your own song. What are you talking about? I've been doing this for 7 years. You need to put in work.
Right.
I'm not going to put you on one of my songs when I've been putting in sweat, tears, and money and all this like effort behind this, and you think that you're just going to step foot into this, you know. But I say that by saying I can point you into the direction where I know some people where you can work with. And one thing that I take mental notes for everything. And that's why I always had mad respect for you, because you never even asked that, which is usually every person that comes to me and approaches me about music. When you said, like, oh yeah, I just want to rap, I've been rapping for a while, and I can freestyle. You just started freestyling. Because a lot of times people say that, like, I can't really freestyle. I can do it on stage when it's like that time and that moment where it needs to come. Yeah. I can do that. But when you just did it right there, I was like, yeah, you got it in you. You got it. And I just kept it to myself, and then that's why, like, when you were talking, I started, like, responding even more, because I'm like, okay, I can see your intentions. You're growing, and you're growing into the person. You're already there. It's just having the experience with it as well, and I love seeing that. Like, even from your side, like, what did you see?
I mean, I just saw like a normal day. Like, I know, like, back in elementary school, middle school, I used to, like, how everybody would bang on the tables and everybody would just, like, write and, like, freestyle and everything. Like, I really want to take everything serious, so I would always have my notebook with me. I would always be writing, whether it's poetry, music, lyrics, just even without a beat.
Yeah,
I always knew how I wanted some songs to go, but I never, like, had all the equipment or the resources to be able to record as I wanted, or to do certain things I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, I always like using inspirations that I've gotten from, like, certain artists and certain people, and just thinking about all of that, as I get in my zone, I'll close my eyes, and if it's a freestyle, even if it's a written, and just go in with it.
Yeah. See, that's dope. That's really dope, because, and then I felt like after that, like, some years passed, and then we recently connected again, and when we sat down and had that full conversation, that's when I was like, okay, like, this is a sign, and I feel like one of the reasons that I created Gifted is to be able to trade information, the stuff that I'm not saying that I know everything or anything. I know very little, but I'm aware that I know a lot now, and I want to be able to share this information with people that I feel that are going to use it, because, like, right now I can see that you're connected, right there. And a lot of people, they don't know how to do that. People are like, nowadays, they just have conversations with people, and it's like surface, very, very surface. And a lot of times when you get deep, people, you can see the flicker in their eyes kind of just start going away. It's like, I don't know, like, they don't know how to get that deep,
right?
And then, to me, that's not even deep. That's just life.
Yeah. It's just the way things are sometimes. You just gotta vibe with it, and one way or another. I mean, you control what happens after, but certain contingencies you can't always plan for.
Yeah. So, like, one thing that I'm interested in, because for me, I'm a college dropout. I went one semester, got the money, left, and I bought a laptop with that money and started doing my music, like, really, really heavy. Because my laptop was falling apart, but the hustle. But did you or do you see yourself going to college?
In all honesty, it's a great thought in order to want to be in college. Like, when I first got out,
I love that you said that. You started off with that. It's a great thought. I love that.
It's just, I could see myself in college. It's just the main focus that I know that some of the things that I want to do are definitely attainable without it. It's just, sometimes I think of high school as that.
Yes.
I think of high school and everything is like that free trial.
Yeah.
And then once
Bruh.
it's like, New Norton free trial has expired.
I bet. Did you hear what he just said?
No.
He said he sees high school as like a free trial.
Pretty much.
Bruh. that is beautiful. Like, I've never heard that explained like that. That is dope.
I think of it as like, your Norton free trial has expired. Would you like to pay for this amount of time, for this amount of coverage? And 9 times out of 10, like, you're not always guaranteed the career that you want out of it, especially if it's like not as quote unquote practical as people would see. Because I like doing music, I can go in there and I can learn a lot, but at the same time, there are a lot of people who have done it before me who have put that information out there for me. And there are other stepping stones I could take, especially in the voiceover too. Like, there's more than one opportunity that I can always find with that.
Yeah.
And seeing it as, if I go to school and it's not exactly what I wanted. That's so much money that's spent, wasted down the drain, and
Exactly.
and that's not a stress that I want to put on myself or my father or anyone else. Like I'd rather have things move as swimmingly as they have been without that worry that this isn't for me, and go in there with the strongest mindset and come out of there with one of the weakest, and now I'm broke.
Yeah.
I can't see myself doing that.
And then broke for the next like 40 years.
40 plus my kids.
Yeah.
Plus my kids.
Plus the kids. Oh my goodness. Because
I have kids though.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah. But like I would even say, because I went into it pretty much with the same thought, you know, that's what made me really like leave. Because I was sitting there thinking like, okay, like literally this is what one of my teachers said. And this was because school started in August, but I started showing up in September, and I left in November. When he said, and I was failing homeroom, which I don't even know how I was failing homeroom. I had an A+ in English, but I was failing. I was taking advanced English, but I think it was probably because I was late all the time. But he said to me the best thing that he ever did was drop out, because when he dropped out, he was able to just have that time to think. And a lot of times I feel people never have that time to think. When they're going to high school, then everybody around them is just talking like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh, you out of high school now. What you gonna do? Like all having those useless conversations, because people saying that does nothing but adds pressure. And that's forcing your hand, and they're forcing you to do what they want you to do.
Exactly.
Which is most likely go to college and find some type of job that you really don't care for at all, and only focus on the money because it makes a lot of money.
Right.
You know, and at the end of the day, like I said this in a different episode, like how much money do you really need?
Like I see it as like
it's
you could definitely money, at least in our society, it's a definite need, because you need to survive, you need to live, you need to clothe yourself, put gas in your car.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's like money leads to a lot of issues. Like I can't even imagine the amount of times like I've known people who haven't had any jobs or anything who are definitely capable of having them.
Yeah.
Just asking me for money, knowing that I have a job.
Yeah.
Like I started working a paying job at the stadium. That's when I was 16. When I was 17, like just turning 16, going into I was in my junior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you that job is still like, I've been there 4 years now.
Yeah.
And granted, it's a great job. I don't know how many seasons I'm gonna be there, but I know definitely, especially what I'm doing there now, I'm gonna be there for a while, at least. But seeing like the whole college aspect, it's like I remember my CSU orientation. I was excited.
Yeah.
And then I realized I was like, I'm not gonna get FAFSA.
Mm-hmm.
Parent, like they make too much. I can't get FAFSA.
Yeah.
I can't get. None of the loans I applied for, were accepted. My grades weren't horrible. They weren't horrible at all. But then I was like, you know what? Let me try Tri-C.
Mm-hmm.
Got to my Tri-C orientation. And I just got this feeling. I was like, you know, even with all this money that's going to be going into this may not be the route that I want to go.
Yeah.
So did the smarter thing at the moment and didn't end up going at all, and just got out of there before anything could be charged to me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to put that stress on my father, knowing that if I didn't want to go, or if it wasn't for me, or if I started failing, then all of that would fall on him, then eventually fall on me. So while I'm still working, doing what I wanted, like while I'm still working now, working 3 jobs in music, at the same time I'm still thinking, I could go, but from the way everything is going, from the way I would like everything to go, I wouldn't be upset if I didn't.
Yeah. And it's very funny, because there's a couple things that I kind of want to touch on that you said, that you like where you're at your job. You say you don't know how long you're going to be there, but you like it right now. I feel that's what jobs are meant to be. They're not meant to be. Most people should have a job, meaning like not necessarily a career or profession, because they don't know what they want to do.
Right.
But I feel like the people who know what they want to do, or they know they want to try this and experiment with this, you have to go do it. Or when you're 60 and 70, you're going to be mad at everything in the whole world and regret everything. And then you're going to be that old person that's just sitting back just saying, well, I would have, I should have, I could have, but it's like, why didn't you? Like, and the only reason is because, well, had to pay these bills. Bills will never go away. There will never be a time that is better than now.
I will say this: there are two things in this world that is guaranteed: death and taxes.
Yes,
that is.
I mess with that heavy. That's why, like, there's this saying that that Vince Staples said in one of his interviews. I study like I don't care about people's music all like that at all. I care about the person. Right. I care about what they're saying, what their message, and what they're thinking. So like one recent person I've been studying more recently, Vince Staples, when he said, life is about holding on until you figure it out. And I feel like that's what we're doing. That's what we all have to do. And then when you understand what it is, what your purpose is, you have to go attack. Because no one's going to hand you anything. You got to go attack it, grab it, and keep it moving. Exactly. Because if you're hesitant with it, somebody else already figured it out and they're in your lane. Not necessarily in a way of like stepping over anybody, but it's like you're not in the right places to move. So other people are going to be moving further along because you're just sitting there. Not saying you specifically, but in general, you as a people.
Just got to pave your own way.
Yeah. And then the thing is, like, people be studying blueprints and structures to, like, okay, this is how social media works. This is how YouTube works. This is the algorithms. This is how streaming works, and stuff. Like, and I'm going on a rant. But it's like that stuff is going to change in 6 months. Definitely. Every time. So it's like you have to understand what's being played right now and be able to understand the flow, the market, see what's missing, and apply yourself to that gap. Exactly. And then just grow from there. It's like really a lot of people, they don't have they think they don't have the time to sit down and just process who they are, what they want to do, what they're thinking about, and stuff. And then and I felt like I've been there too. But a lot of times it's all about like, okay, I got to do this overtime because I want to pay for this car. I got the internet, I got electricity, I got water, I got a bunch of stuff, but then you have to look at what is necessary. What do you need? Exactly. When I started thinking like that, I was able to become more happy because it's like, okay, I need to eat, I need to sleep, and when I got there, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm cool. I just need those really 2, maybe 3 things, and that made me to lose the distractions. That made me be able to understand my vision more clearly of what I want, because everything around us is based upon distraction, and they profit off of it. Yeah. Everybody.
That's definitely, life is definitely like, especially now in this time of age, I'd say everything basically follows behind social media. Like, if you're not doing this, if you ain't doing this, that, and the third, then you either not big, you're not famous, you're not it's.
But it's so wild because that's the game though. Exactly. That's the game because anything that becomes mainstream, the popular thing is if you're not doing that, you're not doing something. Exactly. Which is stupid.
Very much so.
Because if you think about it, if you focus on what's mainstream, you're gonna miss what is the next wave.
Right. You're gonna focus so much climbing up to the top that the top has already surpassed you, and now there's a new way.
Or even climbing up to the top that's not even there anymore. Exactly. And everybody transitioned to something else.
You're just climbing the upward ladder, going nowhere.
But that's how they build. I say they, just meaning like people and tech and stuff, because it always changes whatever it is. Because back in like the 40s, it was the radio. And then 50s, 60s, it was television and different things like that. But it's all a cycle. It's all about marketing. It's all about people doing different stuff. And it just really, it's kind of like, that's why I say like that I even got like a little depressed when I knew too much. Like, do you, because like you're a very smart dude. And this is the question I want to ask, is that, have you always been like that? Or like aware?
Mainly, I've been like growing up. I was like, in my opinion, if I were to compare it to anything, I'd say like Kid Goku. Like,
wow, I like that
because he was so oblivious, but so kind-hearted, so pure-hearted. He just was. he was just him no matter what. Like, you couldn't stop him from wanting to train. You couldn't stop him from being the nice guy that he was. Like, no matter what. And then I'd say, because when I was 9, I lost my mom. And I would say that right there, when she started going in and out of the hospital, when I was, like, going in from 1st and 2nd grade, that's when I started my transition to being, like, that's when depression hit me, I'd say, like, at one of the hardest points. Because that right there, that moment, because to be honest, like, I spent most of not all my time with my mom.
Yeah.
She was always there. And I promise you, not a day goes by where I don't think about her. Like, she's always on my head.
Yeah.
And I would say when that transition happened, going through all of that, living with my grandma was no issue. It's just the thought of not having her that kind of sent me down a spiral. Started messing up in school. I started having breakdowns in class. I had to go to 2 different counselors just to keep my mind right. And then after getting taken out of the honors classes in elementary school, right before middle school, I was just like, that's I think around 6th grade I started becoming more like carefree. I started bringing my Yu-Gi-Oh cards to school. Started playing Pokemon at my desk. Still had the nonchalant attitude. Like, that's when it started growing more. Middle school, I got bullied. I mean, granted that happens, but it did mess with me a little bit. And then had some stuff happen at home to the point where sometimes, like, I didn't have my TV, so I would just have my radio. And that's when I would just, like, play different types of music. And I figured out what I vibe to, what I don't vibe to.
That's dope.
Like,
was that like an intentional thing?
No.
Okay.
No.
But that's dope too, because sometimes I feel like situations occur, and then it's like we do things naturally, but I feel like at the end of the day, subconsciously, it's just building for something else down the road.
Yeah.
You know, whether we know it or not.
Because to be honest, that radio was like one of the main sources of media for me. If it wasn't for me doing my impressions, sneaking the video games that I had, like the small handhelds, and having a notebook, if I wasn't able to write, because that's the main thing I always did. I always write. Like, even before I wanted to do music or even had that thought in my head, it was just writing, poetry, stories, like even songs. Like, that's all I mainly did. Just always had a notebook, always had a very in touch mind. Like, I could tell a story and then go out there with it, but still connected. Like, I can make like a whole universe from just like a couple concepts. And then just like then growing more, going into high school, like, I'm an avid anime watcher. Like, I love anime with a passion, and like that's brought to the forefront always now. But that didn't come to the outside until about my senior year.
Gotcha.
Because I realized it was this anime that I watched, and it touched me to the point because it basically was like a dude didn't want to be himself anymore. He tried to hide it until he met someone who it was exactly how he used to be, which was not really caring about how other people thought of him. But she also had the person that he got that from, like, had a dark past in a sense. It opened up my eyes more to knowing that no matter what, I'm not gonna be accepted by everyone. And I'm okay with that. I know not everyone's gonna like me. I don't want everyone to like me. But the thing that matters at the end.
This man is 19.
The thing that matters in the end is that I like myself. I have fun doing what I do. Like, as I told you, I rock an Omnitrix. I rock a self-made Omnitrix. I have a smartwatch. I wear Naruto contacts and Naruto headbands. Like, all the nerd merch that you see me posting and stuff, that's all stuff I love. Like, I just ordered a Future Trunks sword, like stainless steel, like actual replica. Just because it's something I wanted.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you just said that. Like, my brother is like, I love that too. With the Future Trunks, like the original, like the DBZ, the 90s. Oh my goodness. But I kind of want to ask you this. Do you feel like your generation is more aware than, like, say for instance, it's like I'm about to be 25, you're 19, so it's not much of like a big age gap, but there are obvious things that I can tell that you are getting much earlier than I did, and that's a dope thing, and I feel like that's how it's supposed to be, and especially like not even, I don't want to bring race into it, but even being a young black man, being able to think like that, that's a beautiful thing, that's a dope thing. Do you feel like more kids, like probably younger than you, do you feel like kids that's younger than you or your age think like that or have these thoughts?
I would say some of us do, to be honest. That's a definite. Some people, I would say, are blinded by the things that are more present in the culture of like, like certain music. Some people, they may not even like. As I said, I love my music to have substance. It's just some people, they follow in that music, they follow in the trends that's behind it, and then that becomes their life. They think it's cool to get locked up. They think it's cool to have shootouts. They think it's cool to kill people and stuff. And that's not for me. It's definitely not for all of us.
Yeah.
I don't witness some of my friends dying. I've witnessed some close relatives dying. That's too much for me. I can't.
Do you feel like seeing that allows you to, which and I can probably attest to this too, that because like when I was like pretty much 9, it wasn't like as close, but it was like my cousin, she passed away and we were like super close, and I was close with the kids and slept over our house like every weekend and stuff. She passed by brain aneurysm, and then I got older. Then my grandmother passed, and I grew up with her. Like it was a 2-family house. I stayed downstairs and we would go up, take care of her and stuff like that. And then as she was getting older, we moved to the east side of Cleveland. I grew up in East Cleveland. Then we moved to the east side of Cleveland and then to the west side now. And then she passed, and that was tough. And then even with my my cousin more recently, and it's wild because each one of those people, I felt like they actually, like, not saying that there aren't people that really care, but there are those people that genuinely care for you. Yeah. Even if you might not be their kid or something like that, but they care about you. They ask about you. They might hit you up. It might not be all the time, but they hit you up and they ask you certain things. How you doing? You cool?
Just to check up on you.
Just to check up on you. And when you're a kid and you have somebody like that that's checking up on you, and they don't have to, like a parent, they have to. It's like, where you at? Where you going?
Yeah.
All that type of stuff. But when it's somebody outside of that that's checking up on you, calling you, talking to you, and they're able to reach you. Because as a kid, we get blinded by a lot of things and games and stuff like that. But when they say something, you actually can resonate with it. That caused me, I know for me, to really look at life a lot differently and be able to, and had like a lot of depression from that too. But it's like, it's a scary place to be in.
Definitely.
Very scary place to be in. Because then it's like, because I remember, which was wild, when my cousin passed, the day of his funeral, and I didn't even know it, I had a show booked. So right from the funeral, I headed to the show. And literally while I was performing, I was like pretty much almost broke down.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it because I was just like, I used to do a really good job of masking my emotions and how I feel and stuff like that. So I was performing, and then out of nowhere, like everything just went like super quiet.
It was like that shroud just came over you.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's like where you're like, nah, like, it may not be, but you're like, when you were performing, it was just like, man, this day really just happened like this.
Yeah.
Basically just like all the things that I hear from people, like some people, they spill like the basic advice. Just it's like, oh yeah, like school this, or oh yeah, like some people, they show the encouragement, they give me, and like I always take in everything that I hear, and if I feel like it can really be ample to my life, I provide it, and I show it in certain ways, like I grow from it.
Yeah.
But some people, if they bring toxicity to me, it's like, or they're two-faced in a sense, or bipolar in a sense. It's just like, they'll say one thing, mean another. I always try to take everything, piece it together, see what's going on with it, take off the key things that can help me improve. Mm-hmm. That's why I love people. That's why I love people who hate, in a sense, because it's just like people who have dissed me for being weird or nerdy or anything. That's only gonna make me still be myself no matter what.
See, I love that. I love that because the way you think about it, people don't think like that. I don't really even think like that. people don't think like that. Where they're looking at like, okay, you're actually helping me because I'm getting stronger from this. It's not necessarily in the sense of like being like spiteful. You just like, okay, I have to be myself even more. I just got to be me. A lot of people think, oh, I gotta change and mold myself to something.
There's no reason
manufacture. Yeah.
There's no reason to, because at the end of the day, I think of it like this sometimes. At the end of the day, you really have yourself. Like you're gonna be the person that falls asleep, closes your eyes, wakes up the next morning, and no matter what, it's still gonna be you. You control your actions. You have it's your body, your soul, your mindset. You have to stay in touch with that no matter what. Because if you're trying to live a life based on something you're not, you're not gonna be fully 100% happy.
Yeah.
Which is why I see like a lot of people who make music now or make certain things now, just like everything, like some things sound the exact same to me. And it reminds me of that South Park episode where Stan grows up and everything to him is literally like it sounds oh man. Yeah. It's like it's just a mindset that I acquired growing up, and I know that I love being nerdy, I love being insightful on a lot of situations. I love being analytical, and like a lot of things that I have, like they're symbolic to me in a sense. Like
you got some right here, like blue hair,
like
right here now.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. Like toys and stuff. Like a lot of things, they hold meaning to me because they were there for me either when I needed them the most, or because someone gave them to me and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Like there's a lot of key things that have built me up, and I'm proud of where they are, and I'm proud of where they've gotten me, especially helping me grow as a person. Because, as I said, at the end of the day, I'm still the nerdy person you see here. I'm still gonna be laid back, chill, and when it comes down to situations I'm not familiar with, I'll stay to the background, observe, and apply things as I need to.
That's exactly what I do. That's literally like that. Like that's exactly what I do. And one thing that I had to learn, because like growing up, it was my mom and my grandmother. So it got to a point where I reached an age where my mother understood that she can't teach me how to be a man. So it was more like, okay, and subconsciously I knew that, and I felt like it was a core piece missing, and that was like the value of being a man and like the moral aspect of being a man and standing behind your word and stuff like that, and that discipline aspect. And a lot of times when a boy becomes a teenager and stuff like that, the ego kicks in, the pride kicks in, when you start feeling himself a little bit, and what I started to do was surround myself with people that certain traits and skills that I wanted to emulate within myself. Like I became like, and it happened naturally. And then I was just focused and paying attention, observing. I was like, okay, I like that. That's dope. How do you do that? And I would talk to them about that, And like even with some friends, like he was very direct. And it took me a while to understand that it's not coming from a place of like being mean or hurtful, but it's coming from a place of just being able to like say like, this is how I feel.
Yeah.
Like, why are you upset? Because this is how I feel. And I understand like that is needed to an extent. Some people have extremes with everything. Like I know my personality with a lot of things. If like anybody asks my team, like I'm like my mind is pretty extreme how I think about things. But that's just something that's within me, and maybe the next person can see that and then see like, okay, how can I do a little bit of that, but not like how he does it?
Yeah.
Because that's not me,
It's not to feed off and copy you exactly. It's just to take what they can to help themselves be more confident or more impactful upon themselves.
Yep. And be more well-rounded.
Yeah.
Like that's what I feel. That's one of the reasons why I feel like we have friends, so we can learn from each other, grow with each other, and just have mad respect for each other and have fun.
Exactly.
That's what I feel friendship is about.
Like the closest circle of friends I have, like I could say I have a lot of friends, but there's a core group of people that know everything about me. That it's not even like the biggest group ever. It's just like they know everything about me, and I can go to them when I need to vent or talk to. Just it's always a nice thing to have because granted I could do it alone, but it's always nice to get that feedback that's not from myself.
Yeah.
And
that's important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we be so close to the situations that, you know, we become oblivious to a lot of stuff.
Right.
Because for me, I know I have natural tunnel vision. So, like, if I'm focused on something and I'm passionate about it, I don't see anything else. I don't hear anything else. Literally, when we were downstairs and we were talking, I didn't hear the dude over there. I didn't see the dude over there.
I barely paid attention.
Yeah, like, I didn't.
Until I saw he was playing solitaire.
Yeah, like, that was wild. But like, I'm trying to think, like, we talking about a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
like, back to back, that is dope.
It's a definite thing, man. It's just how things go.
Yeah.
And to be honest, having conversations like this I'm always happy to have them because, especially with you, because I know that me and you can relate on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I really thank you because you do inspire me in a lot of aspects. Like seeing that you do shows, seeing that you are out here making your thing, making your dreams happen too. Mm-hmm. Knowing there's someone close to me that's on the same page, it makes me want to do things more.
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you, I came from like, I'm not even gonna say like I didn't have much, but like I've done a lot of things independently in a sense. Mm-hmm. Like after my mom passed, I basically started staying to myself, and like most of the time in my head, you know, I started becoming more close-minded on certain activities, and even like moving in with my dad.
Yeah.
He worked a lot, so it would just be me at the house a lot, and then when we got a dog, it would just be me and my dog for a great deal of time.
Yeah. So,
you know, I had to learn a lot of things on my own. Mm-hmm. I had to build myself on my own from a lot. Granted, I have resources and people that have helped me. It's just I'm used to.
But that shows in the person you are right now. Like what you're saying, I can see that. That makes complete sense. You know, because that forced you to be aware at an early age and observe and look at yourself. And people don't have that because, like you just said, you had that time yourself. You know, a lot of people don't have that. Even if it's like a situation that like happens or occurs where it's like you and being able to be in that situation. But a lot of times it's always a blessing that comes with a curse.
Definitely. Like sometimes, like even being independent, I could ask for help, like in a lot of aspects. Like I could ask people, I could branch out and ask like a lot of ridiculous things, but I don't because that's just gonna take away from my own personal journey. It's my own. It's like it's like the dream that I want to have, and the opportunities that I have. I would like for those to be built upon by things that I've made myself, not feeding off of feeding off the success that others have. Yeah. I love getting advice. I love like when people reach out to me and ask me for certain things, like if they ask me to either come along with them on and do something with them, like even music wise or just life wise, there's a chance I might do it because it's a chance for me to grow and to learn. Yeah. But in the other aspects, it's like if anyone comes to me for like a feature or anything, not everyone's gonna be on a song. Yeah. And that's just the bullet that's gonna have to be bitten sometime. I like being able to build things up on my own. Like I bought my first car on my own, paid out, and I bought it all in full. Like I was happy about that because it's just I know that I didn't have to rely on anyone else. Yeah. In the sense of like knowing that I got this now, but I have to pay them back. Yeah. I feel like I would have to at some point. But even with something like even if it's small, I like being able to know that I can do a lot of things on my own, so it can help me succeed more in the future if I don't have anything or have anyone. And to even go like, it's like this was a super dope conversation. Like I always love like being able to sit down with you and talk. It's like because I remember when the kind of the most recent when we had like a full conversation, we sat down. I thought it was gonna be like a 20-minute conversation. It was like 3 hours. Exactly. And it didn't even feel like it. It didn't. You know, oh my goodness. But I kind of want to say like, I know you got a show tonight. Oh yeah.
You know, you got that going on.
Most
You,
definitely.
like you tell me a little bit about that before we like wrap it up. Like, what's happening tonight? What's going on?
Tonight is the show. It's hosted by Prosperity Entertainment. It's at the Captivate Club down on East 8th Street in downtown Cleveland.
Okay.
I'll be performing 2 songs tonight. I will not lie. Most of my music, I would honestly, in my opinion, say it's not a club vibe.
Yeah.
But I have certain songs that can fit that.
Mm-hmm.
I was stressing out so hard last night, trying to figure out the second song I would be performing. But I even went through like most of my unreleased stuff to see if I wanted to bring something out of the vault until it's released, and I finally came up with a decision. But at the end of the day, it's just gonna still be me performing. You're gonna get that cosmic flair with everything that comes with the music.
Yeah. Do you like? I kind of want to ask this because I was in a similar place when I was doing music a while ago. That I did not have any music that was like that fit that vibe, you know, because you know everybody else is doing a certain thing.
Yeah.
But it's a way that you pull it off, and you've done it. Like I've seen you perform that one time, and I'm like, yeah, you got it, you understand it. That's what like one thing I want to say too is that always trust your instincts. Usually, our first thoughts about something usually is the right decision, but then a lot of times we start overthinking it, and then it becomes gray, and then we get confused because we're overthinking it. So like a lot of times I would definitely say if you have people around you that you can let hear some stuff, just to have the outside like opinion about stuff. Like for me, it was like in the beginning it was always me, like where I was thinking stuff, and then I got my manager, which is like one of my closest friends, and he has an eye because the trick is you can't have people around you that are too much of a consumer.
Yeah.
Because if they're too much of a consumer, they can only see stuff that is on the mainstream level. And if you're not doing that, then they say like, oh, you should do this, but it's not geared towards you.
Right.
You know? So with that, I would definitely say if you have somebody that's close to you, see if you can reel them in with you that can go on this journey with you. So then when you have that doubt, you can look to your left, and then they can say, no, you good. This is right. Or they can say, no, you should do this. You know, that's
something
very important.
You said that you have like your manager and everything. Like, I have a few close friends. It's like the one thing I do feel like I've not even saying I manage myself in a sense. It's just,
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
You do. You have to. Yeah.
It's just I feel like I do mainly because like the things that I've gotten, I'm not even gonna say I've gotten them on my own. I've gotten them with. I've either gotten them with some help or with someone reaching out to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it just feels like it just adds on like not stress. But it's just that it's a good feeling and then it's a stressful feeling because I know that I can either make or break with certain decisions.
Yeah.
But I know that at the end of the day, I do have people behind me that will help me out in that aspect. Now you're right; they can't be too much of a consumer.
That's the
That's
trick.
a definite truth. Because I need the honest feedback. Like, this is good for this. This is not good for this. I'm my own toughest critic, but it's nice to have another critic right there with me.
Yeah.
That can help me pick and plot out everything that I need so that this goes not right for everyone else, but just right for me and my satisfaction of my performance.
Because everybody likes different types of music, so you don't know who is a mixture of what batch. You know, somebody like Kid Cudi, Migos, like Lil Wayne. You don't know like the combination because it's a crowd of people. So sometimes you might be able to pull on certain things if you're just being authentic to you.
Exactly.
You know, so like, and I'll say this too, like, feel free anytime to hit me up if you got any questions or like, thing that like, say for instance, like the show or something like that. If you want me to like look at something, I'll definitely do it. Only thing I can say now, my schedule is kind of ramping up, so I'll probably won't be able to respond quickly. But if it's only certain people that I respond immediate to, because it's like, nah, I'm gonna put this aside for a couple minutes and then just do that. And then you're definitely one of those people. So I want you to let you know for sure, anytime you need me. But this has been Gifted. I want to thank you guys for paying attention, watching. I shouldn't have clapped like that. That was probably loud. But thank you guys for watching another episode of Gifted, and hopefully something that you heard today will inspire you to go out and do something that you're passionate about, because honestly, let's be real, there's no reason for you shouldn't be doing it. Go do it. Go do it. Go do it. Peace.